Looking forward to this match, I'd say.
Oh, we're looking forward to it. We're waiting to meet Valleys as well for a while. They had a tough game last year in the championship when we played them up in Ballygarvan. It was a very hard game. We know we're in for a good, tough, hard game, but we're all getting looking forward to it, I think.
Right. Going back to the semi-final against Ballinhassig, after the league final, how did you feel facing that match?
Well, we had a point to prove us, wasn't it? Because we didn't do ourselves justice in the league final against Ballinhassig and Kinsale, and everyone felt a bit down over that, and we felt we had a score to settle with them. When we did Kinsale that night, and we just didn't seem to get going at all from the very start. We just seemed to be over the game, and before we knew it, the game was over, and Ballinhassig had a fair score put up against us. And
right.
That's history now. We saw out in Erstick last week. I think we turned the tables a bit, and we.
That's right.
We actually showed what way we can play.
Exactly.
And hopefully over Sunday again we will do that again.
Right. The first half was fairly close. It was towards the end you pulled away. Were you fit in them, or what was the situation, do you think?
Well, fitness might have come into it a bit maybe, but we've Kevin Colley training us this year, and I think he's brought a new dimension to our training. We go to the pitch and we enjoy training, but it is tough, hard stuff, like.
Right.
We do a lot of hurling training. We also do an awful lot of physical work maybe, and this year we seem to be communicating well, and the team seems to be playing well together, and the fitness level seems to be good enough at the moment.
Right. Where do you think of the strong points now in your team? Is it backs, forwards, midfield, or where are your strong points? Are you strong all over?
I wouldn't say we're that strong at all.
Right.
We have a young team. We have a very young team this year. The one against Ballinhassig was the oldest player I think was on the team. Was 24, so we're a very young team, so we probably have a lot to learn yet, but I feel all going well. It's just if everyone puts it in the day, we will be there and thereabouts.
So you're going to say you're going to win on Sunday?
Oh, I'd be very confident we're going to win now, but we will definitely won't take Valleys lightly.
Right.
We've had some tough battles with Valleys over the years, and I'm sure next Sunday is going to be just the same again. A hard, tough game, but hopefully we'll come out on top at the end of it.
Right. Okay, thanks, Brian.
Thanks very much.
With us now, one of the great young players, played with UCC this year. John, you had a good run in the county championship this year with UCC.
We did, yeah. McKilly, strong team, beat us in the quarter final.
Right.
A bit unlucky, but they're a very strong team.
Right. That was a good experience, but it's now back to playing club hurling with Courceys. How do you see Sunday's final going?
It'll be a tough game. Valleys, they're an experienced team. They've some seasoned campaigners there. They'll be very physical, and hopefully we'll come out on top.
Right.
But, it'll be a tough game.
Right. You played in River 6 semi-final in the big open pitch, the smaller pitch down in Ballinhassig. How will that suit you?
Well, we'd prefer the big open pitch anyway.
Right.
Because we've a couple of nice small fellas. But here it'll be the same pitch for both teams, and we'll make do with Ballinhassig pitch.
Right. As you say, there are a good few wily old campaigners in the Valley Rose team. Who would you fear there now on the team? I suppose you don't fear anyone, but who do you think is going to be playable for them?
Well, they've Condon O'Sullivan midfield, one Brendan O'Sullivan,
right,
and a couple of Cannons who are strong, tough men.
Right.
But, they won't leave anything go fairly loosely or anything.
Right. Where do you see your strong points now in your team?
Well, we're a very even team at the moment. There's a lot of young players who came through under 21 and minor, and some players play well one day, and the other players come up the next day. And it is a very even team.
Right. Yeah. You played in the final last year, did you, John?
No, I didn't. I wasn't available last year.
Right. So this year you're going to be there and you're going to win.
Definitely.
Right. Thanks very much, John. This year you had a great run, starting with Shamrocks. Was that you started off with?
That's right. We started in Shannon with Shamrocks. We had a tough night there. We didn't have it easy. We didn't look that great, but we expected a tough game that night, and we got it, and we were happy to get over it.
Right. Then I suppose everybody was looking forward to the semi-final and then the tilt at Ballinhassig after the league.
Yes, certainly that was the one we were really waiting for. All right. We had to build up for it a couple of times. As you know, we had the August weekend and the washout, and the following night, and we were a little bit worried at the time that maybe players were ready at that time and that it more, you know, that it might not work out after us. But we felt at the end of the day the preparation went very well for the next 2 weeks, and we got the result we were looking for.
Right. How did you see that match now against Ballinhassig? Just fairly even for a while, was it?
Yes, it was even, all right, but our players were well determined on the night, and we felt from an early stage that they weren't going to relinquish the grip on the game, and as it worked out in the end, they won it well.
You have a very young team, have you done?
Yes, we have a very young team. In fact, the oldest player is only 24.
Right.
But you know, they have been used to success at underage. We hope that it will come, you know, at a senior level. But you know, they're young and they have the ability. If they can give us the performance in the day, I think we're in with a very good chance.
Right. You saw Valley Rovers now against Carrigaline. I suppose a lot of people fancy Carrigaline, but the Rovers came through. How did you see that match?
Yes, well, I didn't see all of the game, but what I saw of it, Valleys were certainly a very resilient side and a tough outfit, and they are used to a lot of success, and I'm sure many of those players have enjoyed success down through the years, and they will, I'd say, relish the chance to play Courceys in the final, and we certainly wouldn't be taking them lightly, and I would say if we don't be on our game, they will take us all right, you know.
But you'd be fairly confident of next Sunday anyway?
Well, we're confident in the ability of our players, and if we can get the performance out of them, we think we're capable of winning, but to get the performance is the secret.
Right. Thanks a lot. John O'Brien selected with Courceys. I suppose you're delighted to be in this year's final.
Oh, we are indeed, certainly so delighted to be in the final. I mean, it was our ambition from the start here to get back into the final, and where the draw was made, like, we were going to meet Ballinhassig. If we won the first round, Ballinhassig winning, we'd meet them in a semi-final this year rather than a final, like, so
Yes.
I thought it was a better idea for the players, actually. Every other kind of meeting in a final, and it kind of puts a bit of hype on them on here, like.
Right.
This year they were better, I thought, going to a semi-final meeting Ballinhassig.
Exactly, yeah. You played very well last year in the final. I suppose the experience of last year will stand to you this year.
Well, there's no doubt about that, like, young players especially, like, they've won a lot of them players, like, underage, but the lot of them last year was first time in like, they were a bit young, like, on the day, and Ballinhassig had a bit more experienced players, but that did stand to them last Saturday night, right? Not about it, last Saturday night, actually.
Yes.
Yeah.
And if Kevin Kiley training you this year, has Kevin made a difference?
Oh, it made a big difference, yeah. They've shown great respect to Kevin, like, not enough you would with the name of Kevin Kiley, like. Me and a man that trained Cork and gone through the ropes, like. And that really showing up to Kevin, like, anything Kevin will say, he's Lord with the boys, like, and that's it, like, so.
Right.
I mean, if you have someone like that at the top, it do make a big difference, like.
Yes. Have you a good strong panel now, Johnny? A lot of players?
We have a very strong panel, actually. Our biggest problem is to try to keep them all happy, actually. We have 25 players on the June 1 panel, like.
Right.
And the oldest in our team is on just gone 24, and we have more lads that are playing a number of years, but we're not playing at the moment. It's very difficult to decide between some of the players. They're very even, actually, like, you know, but the team we picked against Ballinhassig was quite a young team, you know, but there was a few older guys on the team for the Shamrocks game, but for Sunday, about 15 we're starting, but
Exactly.
I'd be presuming there won't be very little changes actually on the team for Sunday.
Right, yeah. The match now is in Ballinhassig, a smaller pitch to the one in Riverstick. How will that suit you?
I don't think it'll make any great difference. Fair enough, Riversick was big to younger players. They win well and they spread the wings well. I think Ballinhassig will work well enough for them as well. Like, you know, they're quite capable of winning Ballinhassig as same as winning any other pitch. Like, you know,
Yes.
if they perform on the day, they will, you know, it's all on the day as well. You know, simple as that.
Did you see the match, some of the match with the Rovers?
I see very bit of it actually, only very small bit because we're caught up with getting our own lads ready. But what I see with like Valleys and knowing some of their players that are on their junior team, they're quite tough. Like Valleys will never give nothing away easy. Like, you know, and they have come through the million underage and everything, and have won a lot of titles. Like, so, I mean, if you go up there complacent and some that's the rock, you'll perish on. Like, you have to go in like in the right frame of mind. And if you are like you're in with a great show, but the final is a final, and it can go either way. Simple as that. You know.
Yeah, true. But you'd be fairly confident with your prediction, of course.
Yes, confident within our own camp, yes. Providing they can give the same display that they gave against Ballinhassig, but you know, no one being overconfident. Like, I would be confident that we can win it. We're not winning it easy and far from it, because knowing the Rovers, we all win it easy. It'll be a tough game, but confident in the rate that we can take our second Southeast title.
Right. Thank you from a confident John O'Brien in the Courcey camp. This year with hurling.
Well, I suppose you would have to agree that you know, we're in 3 finals so far, and you know, we're very pleased with our progress this year.
Right.
The young folks are coming through and they're performing well.
Yes, they're a very young team, are they,
A
Sean?
very young team. The average age now of the team in the semi-finals 21 years. which is young, like
Very young,
But,
yeah.
you know, it's a young men's game.
But they're young and they also have great experience of playing in finals and things, haven't
They
they?
have indeed. They have
Right.
contested. You know, we've contested the last 3 minor and the last 2 under 21 finals in the southeast.
Right.
You know, we were a bit unlucky last year, I suppose, to go to the Delaney's, to Piercing in the county. We were a bit unlucky on the day.
Absolutely, absolutely. So things looking up. Where would you see your best chance now of picking up another title in minor or under 21? You're fairly strong in both divisions, aren't you?
Well, of course, we got the minor on Sunday night.
Sorry,
Yes,
you
on the
have a
night.
minor one already.
We have that in
One
the
over
bag.
Ballinhassig already. Sorry about that. 1 up and 2 to go.
Two
Who are you
to go.
playing in the other 21?
Under 21 was against Tracton.
Against Tracton.
Tracton, yeah.
How do you think you'll do there?
Oh, it's just very hard to say, you know.
Right,
Again,
right.
we're a young team, you know.
Right. But getting on to Sunday's match, where would you see your strengths now around the field?
I'd see our strengths in we have good hurling, you know.
Right.
They all can hurl fairly well.
Yes.
Excuse me. And you know they're acquitting themselves well, like in
So they're
matches
fairly,
so far, you know.
yeah, so a fairly evenly balanced team.
Yeah, we have no stars as such, like the
Right,
fairly
yes,
even team.
yes,
You know?
yes, very important. Kevin Kiley, I suppose, must have made a difference to you this year. Was it early on you decided getting Kevin, or?
Yeah, we decided. Well, we took a decision at the AGM that we would get an outside trainer, like, and
Right.
well, a few of the lads suggested Kevin, so
Right.
after a bit of frustration he came to us,
Right.
and we're delighted with him.
Yeah.
We're delighted.
Did Kevin train you before?
He trained the team back in '88.
That's right.
Which again, I hope history won't repeat itself. We were beaten by Ballyrovers in the final.
Right, right.
But you know, it's a great occasion for any club to be in.
To be in a
division
Southeast final,
final.
absolutely. Yeah.
And we're particularly pleased this year. It's our 50th anniversary.
Right.
We were founded in 1947, and well, it would be a nice way to celebrate it,
Right.
to have a few trophies on the table.
Absolutely. Would you predict great celebrations on Sunday night?
Unfortunately, I suppose we'll have to curtail the celebrations if we will, because
Right.
we're in the football again on next Saturday night.
Right.
So, but no doubt we will be very
Right.
happy if we can pull it off on
Very
Sunday.
good. Like that, that's right. So, a confident Sean, they're confident chairman of Courcey Rovers on a very wet and windy night down here. So we'd just like to wish Courcey's the best of luck on Sunday. And as Sean said, coming to their 50th anniversary, they'll probably have a few trophies on the table. Well done. Final on Sunday.
Yeah, we are. This is far from what we thought at the start of the year, but we're here now and we're in with a shout, so we're hoping for the best.
Right. He played Courcey Rovers, I think, in this one of the rounds of the championship last year, and it was a close game. How do you think he'll go on Sunday?
We always find Courcey's tough. They're always out for it. It is a kind of a local derby around this part of the country, so there's no such thing as hot favourites or anything going to this game. We're all there together, and it's going to be tough. So
Yes.
that's what we're expecting.
Going to give it your best shot.
Yeah.
Donald, you played Carrigaline was in the semi-final. How did
That's-
that go for you?
That's right, yeah, we found it tough, right? They were a very hard physical team, and we found ourselves 6-7 points down there in 10 minutes quarter now before we settled down, before we could believe in ourselves that we could do it. And by half time we were pulled within a goal of them. Our best at the end, and we found ourselves ahead, and now we're in the Southeast final.
You've played in the Southeast final before, Donald, not in hurling, though.
Yeah, I played in football down long, under 21 minor and junior football, yeah. So,
Right. So, Valley Rovers in the final on Sunday, and Donald, a prediction?
that's a very hard question now, but we'll have to go for ourselves in this one.
Very good. So, Valley Rovers to win, the best of luck to them on Sunday. Thanks, Donald.
Thank you.
Yes, John, back between the posts on Sunday, John. You haven't played too many games this year.
I haven't played, to be honest, with the last 3 years, but it's tough on Niall Murphy. He's played very well for the last 2 championship rounds, and just his holidays were booked, and the lads did everything to try and get him back, but it wasn't feasible, so I'm delighted to be stepping back in, to be honest,
Right.
and I hope I am believing the lads down.
Right. I don't think we'll, John. The last time you won the Southeast 88, You were in goal that year, were you?
No, I wasn't.
Is that right? Who was in goal that year?
Michael Sullivan, 2011.
Right.
89, I was back between the posts, alright. But
Right.
I gave it up around 93.
Right.
I felt it was time to give the younger fellas a run.
Yes, but your call back and that great experience, I see you tonight even in training, like driving them on. You'll be doing the same on Sunday.
Well, there's a great old rapport between the team. There's a great bunch of lads there. Fairly experienced too when you go down to the actual team. A lot of them have played at a higher grade, and I know for a fact they're all looking forward to Sunday.
Right, so Valley Row was a blend of youth and experience.
Oh, definitely, yeah, without a doubt. Like from Brindy Sullivan back, to,
Right.
you're talking. There's a fair few lads that have played.
So, yes, Brindy will steady the ship up front. Who are you looking to around the field to play well for you?
Well, you'd have to be looking for Fergie Twig,
Right.
Canlins, Candan. You know that. As I said, they've all played at a higher grade,
Yes.
and they won't be wanting.
Right. So a good blend of youth and experience
That's right, and we're probably one of the best trainers that you could possibly get
in
Dallowney.
Dallowney. That's right. Very good. Right. Thanks, John, and the best of luck on Sunday.
Thank you.
Valley Rovers, Dallowney, you've put an awful lot of work into this team during the year, into Holly in general in Valley Rovers this year, I think.
We have, I suppose after the intermediate we were disappointed, but the junior hurlers now being the Southeast final is a big boost to us. And we need it for hurling this club at the moment because it isn't going great.
At the start of the year, John, I suppose few in the Southeast would have predicted that it would be a Valley Rovers, a Courcey Rovers final. How did you see it?
But I suppose at the start of the day we were saying to be Ben Hesse and Courcey looked hot favourites to be on there, but even with Betty Gavin in the league, they beat us fairly well and we claimed the championship, like, and we only gave ourselves a 50-50 chance, like.
Right.
We hadn't a lot done, like, and things came right for us in the night against Betty Gavin, and then we went on to meet Callaghan in the semi-final, and we felt we had a chance, like, and we played well as a unit together, and
Right.
so we're on the Southeast final now. And,
Right. So you were gathering up steam as you went along from Bellygavin. Then to Callaghan, I suppose, was the big one, really, wasn't it?
Was.
Were you confident before that?
I wouldn't know Betty Gavin or Callaghan, but that put into it, like, you know, they had Hodgins and they had Neary Keefe below, and I'd say they were out of intermediate football, and it was the last big thing they had, like.
Yes.
And we felt we had a chance going down, like. If we stayed with him at all, we thought if we stayed with him, that we and didn't let him go too far ahead and didn't let him hold really a chance, like. And that's the way it worked out for us in the night, and things came right for us in the end, like.
Right. So facing Sunday, John and Courcey as your opponents, last year you played them as well in one of the rounds of the championship. It was a very close game, wasn't it?
Because we played the first round. They beat us by, I think it was 5 points in the end, but I'd say our main cause was we had no free taker.
Right.
It was a tough game, there wasn't much in it.
Right.
Sunday will probably be hard again because it's a local derby, but
Right.
I suppose Courceys are looking good after beating Ben yesterday.
Right.
And they played well against Ben yesterday and they're young and they're flying, but
Right.
yeah, we'll give it a shot anyway.
Yeah. So you'll be fairly confident Sunday. You're not going just to make up the numbers.
Oh no, not at all. We're going down with a good chance. We're going to give them a good rattle. They're going to be favourites, but we'll be there.
Right. So a confident Dan Looney looking forward to Sunday's game and hoping for a Valley Rovers win. Thanks, Dan. Another of the Valley Rovers selectors, Paddy Kiley. Paddy, you've been involved with the Rovers now for a couple of years. I suppose this is a great occasion on Sunday for a second team.
It is. I've been involved with Valley Rovers all up along the line, and I'd say this is about my 20th year involved with him.
Right.
But I think it's my most important day, I'd say,
Right,
Sunday.
exactly.
We are hoping to bring this one off. We went into every game up to now as outsiders. We're going as outsiders on Sunday,
Right.
and that's the grand way to go into a final.
True. It's probably the year of the underdog as well, but Offaly and people and teams like that coming up.
Oh, it is. Sure, anyone would have expected a southeast final between Carrigaline and Ballinhassig, and that was the one that was expected. But the two outsiders came up, so we are outsiders on Sunday, and we'll expect to win.
Yes. You have a fairly strong team around the field, though, haven't you?
We have both youth and experience. We have a very experienced full back line, or half back line,
Right.
and Brendan Sullivan is a great leader up front for our younger players,
Right.
and we're hoping that he'll be pitching well on Sunday.
Yeah, Courceys are probably a very young team now, but you won't have any inhibitions taking them on.
No, of course, I believe the most Courceys are under 25 years of age and have 2 minors on the selection, but we have no Pierceman. We have a good bit put in, a lot more than we had when we met him last year. We had very little put in when we met him last year. And if we had a pre-taker, we'd have beaten him. But I think we have the pre-taker this time, and I think come 5:30 Sunday evening, I think the couple will be heading back for an Shannon.
Right. So an invitation there from Paddy to join us and to come and join them on Sunday night with the cup here in Shannon. Thanks, Paddy.
Thanks.
One of the selectors with Valley Rovers, I suppose you're a proud man to take your team to the final on Sunday.
Yes, I am indeed. I'll tell you, I've been involved with the last number of years. We were very disappointed last year. I suppose it was the best game in the South East last year, and we were very unlucky to be caught. As Don said there, if we had a free taker, no doubt we would have been victorious.
Right, yeah. What do you think you saw as the main difference between last year and this year?
I think the commitment and the passion to win is there this year. And I feel myself, if we can produce that on the day, well then, I feel very confident.
And you have the players, as I said earlier on, a blend of youth and experience to bring out that passion and commitment, have you?
That's the one thing that we have going for us this year. We have, from our keeper out, we have the experience, and I think that's what is needed in John Donovan, and you have Fergie outside him, and out the field, we have it up through the centre of the field. We have the experience with the youth, and I think, you know, it's a well-balanced outfit we have this year going out, and indeed, it's a pleasure to be working with him over the last few months.
Right. Looking to the team now for Sunday, probably feeling the same team, bar John, probably, will you?
More or less,
right.
yeah. And hopefully that they'll turn out and give the performance they gave against Carrigaline, which we couldn't ask for better on the day.
You would be fairly confident so for Sunday?
Well, I think, you know, to be honest, I am very confident. I know that we're going to produce the goods on the day because we're hungry for success. Right. And I think the club, you know, has gone through a little, you know, with regard to hurling, maybe not the best, but you know, still we're still, you know, anyone that beats us, they're on their victory. So I think on the day, hopefully, a point or two will do us, you know, and I think we will have that balance, and we will share it.
Very good. So a confident Michael again predicting a Valley Rovers win for Sunday. Thanks, Michael.
Thank you.
John Lynch here with us. John, I suppose at the start of the year, few would have predicted that Valley Rovers would be in the final of the Junior Hurling Championship. How did you see it?
Well, at the start of the year, we wouldn't have predicted it. We knew we had the talent within the club, but to get to a South East final was a different thing altogether.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Now, we had done it in football over the last few years and have been successful, but as regards hurling, we didn't know what was there. Right. Now, one thing that kept us going was, at the start of the year in intermediate, we decided to give everyone a chance. Right. And there was over 30 players used in league games in the intermediate.
Yes.
Now, this is after having an effect on the junior, in that fellas have been out hurling earlier in the year, and they have more bite for it, whatever, you know. Yes. And there's a good team there now.
Very good point, John. Right. You started off against Ballygavin, another team's club's first team, and you had a tough game there, didn't you?
Oh, we had a very tough game with Ballygavin, but we came through in the end. The experience of Brendan O'Sullivan up front, and the likes of Alan Quirk and Noel McCarthy, 221s, they really held the full forward line and got some great scores on the night.
Right. And then a marvellous win over Carrigaline.
Oh, that was a great win. We were slightly confident going in. We were hopeful that the players would do it for us on the night, but Carrigaline being the big town they are and the tradition they have, we knew it would be tough. And when we went down 7 points in the first half, it looked as if curtains like. Right. But in fairness to the lads, they came back well, they rallied, and in the end they were deserving victors.
Yeah. There must be a great pride and a great passion there. After being down 7 points, to come back and down that lead was great, wasn't it?
Oh, it was. It was great to be on the line and to be involved with them, you know. And they're a great bunch of lads, like, and they have a good set of mentors with them as well, Don, Paddy and Mick, you know, and they really have a great effort put in this year.
Yes. Who played well for you now on the night against Carrigaline?
Well, Alan Quirk would have been one of the best of the forwards. The two midfielders, Condon O'Sullivan and Mark Keller, were outstanding, and Fergus Toohey really held the backline together.
Right. So looking forward to Sunday, they won't freeze in the day.
Oh, I'd be hopeful not anyway. I know, seriously, a lot of them have been around a long time, you know, whereas they might have been playing intermediate football or intermediate hurling, some of them, they have been through the mill.
Right.
and there's a good mixture there, so I'd be hopeful that we would win on the day.
Right. So thanks, John. Here in the Valley Rovers camp, everybody seems to be quite confident. They're not going to Ballinhassig to make up the numbers, and hopefully on Sunday we'll have a great game and may the best team win. Good morning, John.
Thanks, Ian.
With me here is John Toomey, chairman of Board Ryan in Yeshkat. John, you're no stranger to Southeast finals yourself. You've played in a few yourself.
Yes, I have. I first tasted Southeast final competition in the Southeast final of 1964 when I played for my own club Shamrocks against Ballinhassig. And my task that day was marking the great John Kevin Coleman of Ballinhassig. And I won 2 Southeast medals after that in 1881. So I know what it's like, and I've missed very few Southeast finals down through the years. It's a great occasion in Southeast Cork, and for somebody who's travelling around the county quite a lot, it's amazing the amount of people who speak about Southeast hurling finals. There's something very special, not only for the locals, but for people further afield as well.
Right, indeed. I suppose if you would have predicted today's pairing at the start of the year.
Very few. It would have taken maybe a crazy person to predict it, but I think this is the great thing about championship. It can bring up unpredictable pairings, and we have the clash of the 2 rovers, 2 teams from the western side of Southeast Cork coming here today, and it has generated a lot of talk and a lot of excitement, and I think that'll be reflected in a big attendance here today.
Right. You saw both semi-finals, John. What impressed you about either team?
Well, what impressed me by both teams is that in each occasion it was a team effort. It was good, honest-to-God commitment from the players throughout the hour. They weren't depending on individuals. Every fellow was there to play his part, and I think for that reason I think it has to make it a great final. They weren't depending on individuals or big stars or big names. It was a team job, and that's how they got there.
Yes. The Ballinhassig here pitch and everything else is fantastically prepared for the day. I suppose the big question is, how do you think today's final will go?
It's a difficult one to call. I suppose on forum we would be suggesting that Courcey Rovers will win it, but Valley Rovers are a team with huge resources. We must remember that Valley Rovers have made a habit of winning the Southeast Junior football title with their second team. Indeed, I'm sure there are people out there in Shannon and further afield hoping that they will now create a precedent for the junior hurlers. And of course 10 years ago we saw tracked into it on this very pitch. So it isn't beyond possibility, and I'm quite certain the Valley Rovers people are here hell-bent on bringing the trophy back to Shannon this evening.
Right. Thank you very much, John. As John said, 87 Tracton, second team won it. 97 Valley Rovers will be trying hard to do that, but I'm sure Courcey Rovers will have something to say about that. So around 5:15 this evening we will know the result. Margaret, John.
Margaret.
Here we are in Ballinhassig. It's the day of the Southeast final. A novel pairing, I suppose, with Courcey Rovers and Valley Rovers. We've been to both camps and confidence is really high in both camps. As you were saying there to John Toomey, 87 was the last time club's second team won the divisional title. So Valley Rovers, I know, will be trying might and main to do this, and they have prepared very well this year under Don Looney. But Courcey Rovers are very young, and I'm sure they're coming here very determined to take this one. It's going to be a great game. We're just a couple of hours away from the throwing. We've had a heavy night's rain, but the pitch here is looking resplendent and everything is in preparation, and we look forward to a great final from Ballinhassig today, and hopefully the team that wins here will go on and figure well in the county and maybe go on and win the county title. So we just look forward to today's game and hope we're going to have a very entertaining game.
And I congratulate young hurlers, and I have no doubt that we will see them gracing the playing fields of Munster in years to come. Well done, everybody. Again, I would like to extend sincere thanks and best wishes and congratulations to the referee, Adon Matsubna from Ballackley, who came down to be part of this tournament. Well done, Adon. And to all the referees who took part in the preliminary rounds yesterday. The trophy will be presented by Mr. John Hanley, son of the late Mr. Teddy Hanley.
Everything set for the 1997 Southeast Hurling Final. Fáil in the Clasha and Fáil in the Courceys. The Fáil in the Clasha team first, Valley Rovers in goal, John O'Donovan. Number 2, Joe LeBlanc. Number 3, Fergus Tuig. And number 4, James Bugler. The half-back line, David Callinan. Centre back and captain is Donald Bugler. And on the other wing is John McCarthy. Centre field, Condan O'Sullivan and Mark Kelleher wearing number 9. The half-forward line, John Hurley, Liam Callinan and Austin Newman. And the full forward line, John Burke, Brendan O'Sullivan wearing number 19 and Alan Quirk. The Courcey Rover team in goal, Seamus Hurley, cornerback Brian Hayes, full-back Gary Maloney, and in the other corner is John O'Donoghue. And the half-back line is Dennis Hurley, centre-back and also captain of Courcey Rovers is Brian Downing, and on the other wing is Niall O'Donoghue.
Just one very important announcement.
Centre field, Anto Hegarty and Charlie White. The half-forward line, number 10, Jamie Hayes.
So tonight's county
number 11, centre forward, Seamus Toomey.
Is on in Parky Ring at 7 o'clock this evening.
The other wing is number 12, Seamus Hayes. The full forward line, number 13, John Murphy. Full forward is Connie O'Regan, and in the other side is Brian Hayes wearing number 15. Both teams limbering up out here. Referee and his team of officials, Ken Healy there in the middle of the field, with linesman Pat O'Neill and Edmund Cotter, and his group of umpires there, Frank Cronin, Anthony Cummins and John Feely, Dan McCarthy.
I would just like to remind you of
the
two
feat
very important
of Tracton in 1987.
Next week,
a few announcements there from Johnny Coleman.
September the 7th at Dungarvan at 3:30, Donegal Ireland under 21 Championship, Cork versus Wexford. And the coming Saturday, that Saturday week, September the 13th, in Dungarvan again at 3:30, Donegal Ireland in the immediate hurling championship, Cork versus Kilkenny. Two very important games for Cork, and I would like that the people here would travel and support the Cork teams next Sunday and Saturday week in Dungarvan.
Carrigaline pipe band over there on the far side waiting to lead around the parade. Both Valley Rovers getting into their little huddle, Courceys probably doing that shortly. Courcey Rovers trained this year by Kevin Kiley, and Valley Rovers trained by that great servant of Valley Rovers hurling, Don Looney. Courcey Rovers, a young team. The oldest man in the team is 24, the average age is about 21. Valley Rovers, on the other hand, a blend of youth and experience there with John O'Donovan in goal, and of course Brendan O'Sullivan, All-Ireland medal holder. Little doubt about him, but he's in there at full forward wearing number 19. Both teams having got here with semi-final wins over Carrigaline for Valley Rovers, and the Courceys got over their great rivals over the last few years, Ballinhassig. So they're set and eagerly looking forward to today's game. Pat O'Neill taking up his post on this side of the field. Very shortly the parade is about to get underway, and the parade will be underway. Anto Hegarty and Charlie White in the middle of the field for Courcey Rovers, and for Valley Rovers we have Condan O'Sullivan and Mark Kelleher. Nice crowd gathered here, and Ballinhassig pitch holding up very well in spite of the overnight rain we've had. Has stood up very well because we've had just played Cork and Limerick in an inter-county tournament which Cork won, and the pitch is looking brilliant.
somewhat surprised package, and I suppose we can say the same about Courceys over. Certainly, from your point of view, a bit of an unusual player. Yeah, I
Prior to the game, there will be 1 minute silence for the late Dennis O'Sullivan of Inishannon, who was buried yesterday. Artemis in his soul.
Referee Ken Healy checks that everything is in order here, and very sharply the Southeast final of 1997 is on the way. The match is on the way. And first into the attacker, Valley Rovers. Brendan Sullivan coming out there, Gary Maloney. Ball going in there to the corner. but it's out in the middle of the field there. Donald Bugler in there, a little ruck developing, and referee Ken Healy will surely throw the ball in here. Two number 9s, it's Mark Kelleher and Charlie White. Stalemate there, but Seamus Hayes gets this one up along this wing, in towards Connie Regan, but out is Fergie Twig, first out to the ball, and it's a free out. A free out to Valley Rovers, as Fergie Twig says, is it from here, ref? And yes, it is. Fergie Twig, good long ball aided by the breeze, driving in there, but back comes Courceys Rovers. Alan Quirk has this one. Alan Quirk turning out the field, but out come Courceys Rovers to clear this one. Their corner back, John O'Donoghue. Seamus Hayes collects this one up here, right here in front of us. Gets a bit of a shoulder there, but the referee has blown his whistle. It's a slap ball. Condon O'Sullivan in there. Valley Rovers. Referee asking him to come back, but they're not inclined to come back, and it's John McCarthy gets it on up there. But coming across there is Dennis Hurley to clear it. Cleared further up the field. In towards Brian Downing. Brian Downing gets it on, but Valley Rovers there again. And Donald Bugler sends it up there. Up to Austin Newman. Austin gets a great ball right in the centre. Valley Rovers goalie, youthful goalie there, Seamus Hurley, watched it go over the line, and the ball is wide. Seamus Hurley will take this puck out against the breeze, a stiff breeze blowing here in Ballinhassig. Seamus slips but gets his puck in, right out there in the middle of the field. But Condon has it. Condon gets it in there to the corner. Alan Quirk doesn't get this one. Brendan Sullivan coming out to get it. Brendan, it comes up for him at the second attempt and gets it back to Austin Newman. Austin into the side netting though, and wide. Seamus Hurley then again to put this one out. Seamus Hurley sends it down the side of the field, rather low, but picked up there though by Courceys and moved on by Anto Higgity. Seamus Hayes gets it on up there into the corner. Chopped down there by number 9 Mark Kelleher. And the referee will have a little word with him, nothing major. But it will be a free there about 45-metre line, and it will be taken there by Brian Hayes. Brian Hayes entrusted with the free taking for Courceys Rovers. Can Brian open the Rovers account? Brian gets it in, going to the right though, from across the goal. Charlie White gets it across the goal. High ball. Up they go for it. Ball around the goal. Fergie Twig in there. Gets it away. Well, it's gone over the line there for a 65 in the... Although Ken Healy has blown. Linesman has come out. Is it a 65 or a free out? I think it's a 65. Yes. It's a 65 to Courceys Rovers from the 65-metre line. And this will be taken by Jamie Hayes. Edmund Cotter shows him there where to take it over on the far side of the field. Into a strong breeze. This is not an easy one for Jamie, but yes, he has the distance. No, it's gone wide. Both teams settling down here as back in goal there for Valley Rovers. We said it was John O'Donovan, and John will surely loft this one with the gale force wind behind him. He does indeed. Dropping out there in the half-back line. Up they go for it, cleared out there by Brian Downing. And added to. Into the far corner there, John Murphy comes out. Good ball right in there to the middle. Seamus Hayes has this one. Seamus makes room for himself and strikes it high and straight over the bar. First score there for Courcey Rovers by the youthful Seamus Hayes. Good delivery in. The breaking ball, Seamus was fast onto it. Steadied himself and struck it over the bar. John Donovan again, a long puck out. Coming right into the corner there, stalemate inside. The referee looking for something there, no, but on it goes John Hurley. John Hurley for Valley Rovers, stalemate in there. Ball bobbles about, and referee will have to stop this and throw the ball in because it doesn't seem to be coming out of the ruck. Courcey Rovers with an early point. Valley Rovers yet to score with the aid of the strong wind. Little boot tying down there while referee Ken Healy looks on. And in the corner it's a slap ball. John Hurley in there with the ball going out towards the line. And Mark Kelleher strikes it high, but to the left and wide. Another attack there for Valley Rovers with a strong wind, and it's gone wide on the left. Seamus Hurley once more to take this puck out. Seamus Hurley played minor this year. Dropping back there, Condan is in for it. Ian Calden though. Across comes John McCarthy, and a good clearance right in there, but batted out there by Gary Maloney and taken there by Niall O'Donoghue. Ball is blocked down though, and Alan Quirk gets it and strikes it high, and it's the first score from Valley Rovers from their corner forward, Alan Quirk. Better known probably as the goalkeeper, Alan Quirk, but he's got that one high and over the bar. There's 7 minutes of play gone, and score is at level. Out it comes there on the side of the field. Cleared up the line. Seamus Hayes won't make this one because the ball has gone over the line. Ball gone over the line from Anto Hegarty. And Condan will take this one right here in front of us. Charlie White there and Mark Keller having a little disagreement, but the ball drives in there in front of the goal. And Alan Quirk has it. Alan lofts it towards the goal, but doesn't swing it around enough, and it's gone wide on the right. Valley Rovers with the aid of a strong wind in the first half, but after 8 minutes of play, the score are level. Seamus Hurley looking out. And strikes it, dropping there in the middle of the field. Up they go for it. Mark Kelleher bats it down. John McCarthy gets it forward right into the corner where it's Austin Newman. Alan Quirk. Brendy Sullivan tongues his man, he picks it up. Has a look at the goal, strikes it low and wide. Up onto his Hurley, but the puck let him down slightly. Seamus Hurley kept busy in the goal. Taking his time. Dropping right out there, Condan and Anto both miss it. Donald Bugler in there. Mark Keller on the ball. And Seamus Toomey. Condan will get this one. Into the corner, out there comes John O'Donoghue. Getting out there in the middle of the field there to a great ball by Anto Hegarty right into the corner. Connie Regan comes out for this one. Connie doesn't get it the first time. Fergie Tui goes back and gets it. Fergie Tui clear down the side of the field. Up it drops there, and a great bat down there by Seamus Toomey. Brian Hayes is out for it, and Brian gets it in there to the corner forward, and there's a pull coming in there on number 13, who is John Murphy, and it's a free in for Courcey Rovers. Little stoppage now while Anto Hegarty needs attention down here on this right hand side of the field. Red Cross will come in here, and referee Ken Healy comes back to have a look. Free there, dead straight in front of the goal though, awaiting the restart of this game. Anto Hegarty now. Slap there in the back. I think he's okay, it is just a little precaution. Anto's made of sterner stuff than that. Yes, he's up and away, as Brian Hayes stands over the free and awaits the referee's permission to take it. Brian Hayes. Yes, straight over the bar. Seamus Hayes getting the first point for Courcey Rovers, and Brian Hayes getting the second point. So we have 2 points for Courcey Rovers and 1 point for Valley Rovers, as John O'Donnell's puck rains down there in the middle. Brian Downing doesn't get it out, but it's a great clearance there on the far side from Dennis Hurley. What a clearance. And Brian Downing, now the team captain, gets it into the corner. John Murphy's in there. Oh, just gone over the line though. And as John flicked it up though, Edmund Cotter had his hand up, and it's a line ball. David Callan, who's gone back there to take this one for Valley Rovers. 20 metres out from the goal. Low. John McCarthy to get it. No. Fergie Tui clears it out slightly. John McCarthy's in there again. John McCarthy comes to the ground. Stalemate over there. Close to the line on the far side. Some high pulling over there. The referee will have to move in here, I'm sure, as Hurleys and players fall to the ground there. Conditions make it very difficult here. The ball is not moving very far, and a little stalemate there, so a little pulling. The referee now will have to take some 1 or 2 people aside here, because this was a little high. Player from each side now will have his name taken. Little break now while Ken talks to both players there. Both people shake hands, and all's well once more.
Appeal here for the owner of Peugeot Car 94C.
Throwing ball there on the far side of the field. It's about 30 metres out from the goal.
Please remove it immediately. 94C 3198. It's a Peugeot Car.
Seamus Toomey. Is ball gone over the line? Yes. And it's a line ball for Courcey Rovers there on the far side of the field. Jamie Hayes, a great cut right in there in front of the goal. Ball cleared out there. Donald Bugler gets it away though. Good clearance out the side of the field. John Hurley has it. Has a look and sits on his left side and strikes it right into this corner here. Gary Maloney coming out for it. Gary gets up in his Hurley and clears it down the side of the field. Mark Keller is in there. Mark Keller, a good ball across the square, but it's... He blows his whistle, referee blows his whistle, and Rev Pat O'Neill has his hand up. It's a line ball. And I don't know who will take this one for Courcey Rovers. John Hurley there and Charlie White exchanging pleasantries as this one comes in from Niall O'Donoghue. Great cut. Batted down by Donald Bugler and collected there by Anto Hegarty. Back out there to Condon. Condon, a good ball in there. John Hurley's in there. But at the second attempt, he picked the ball off the ground. The judgment of the referee, and it's a free out for Courcey Rovers. And their captain, Brian Downing, will take it. John Hurley didn't like that decision, but the referee's word is final. Great drive against that strong breeze by Brian. Dropping into the corner there. Cleared out, but it's off a Valley Rovers Hurley and over the line, and it will be a line ball. Seamus Hales will having a look at it. Seamus Hales will take this one. Just outside the 20-metre line. I'm sure Seamus would like to get this across the goal, out to the far side. Hits it low though. Into Seamus Toomey. Seamus Toomey making tracks into the corner. But the ball has gone wide. Ground conditions a little sticky. Still 2 points to 1. And John O'Donovan gets another crack at lofting this one down. John Hurley out there. But it's off the stick of Niall O'Donoghue. And it's a line ball to Valley Rovers. And Condon will take it. Adam O'Neill shows him where. Strikes it across there. Aston Newman doesn't get it. Ball comes out there on the far side and well cleared out there by Dennis Hurley. David Callan there being held up there, but referee giving him advantage. On he comes, he'll send it across here to look at the post and strikes it high and straight over the bar. A great score there for Valley Rovers by Condon O'Sullivan after 18 minutes of play. Teams are level, 2 points each. Alan Quirk now going in full forward in the Valley Rovers team, and Brendan Sullivan going into the corner. Condon is under this one with Anto Hegarty. Condon bats it down. Brian Downing gets it out slightly. Niall O'Donoghue there gets a push. Stalemate in there, and referee will blow it once more. John Hurley and Niall O'Donoghue for this one. Niall O'Donoghue keeps them off, but as a ball came in there. But Courcey Rovers coming away with this one, but ball sent back in there in front of the goal. Cross comes corner back. Brian Hayes from the far side to clear. Up there to number 13, who was John Burke. John Burke tries to get this one in, but the ball has gone over the line there. Off the stick of Niall O'Donoghue, and it will be a sideline cut there to Condon again, out there on the 20-metre line. In there in the corner. Sun coming out here as Condon goes to take this one. That's a great ball. Still in play. Aston Newman trying to get it in. John Hurley did a great save in the goal there by Seamus Hurley. Puck blocked down as he comes out though. Aston Newman though sent across the goal and over the bar. Great score by Aston Newman. Valley Rovers go into the lead. 3 points to 2. Seamus sends it out now, dropping out there in the middle of the field. Of course, Condan and backs it down very well, and John Hurley gets it. Alan Queer comes out to collect. Alan has it on his Hurley, has a look at the goal and strikes it high, and once again over the bar. Alan Quirk gets his second point, benefiting there by his switch into full forward. Out there in front of Gary Maloney to collect that one and over the bar. Seamus Hurley puck out. Condon has won everything in the middle of the field, but Mark Keller's under this one. Well cleared out there by Dennis Hurley. Brian Hayes in there, but it's James Bugler to get the ball away. Joe LeBlanc gets it on to John Hurley. Niall O'Donoghue in there, Taito. Niall O'Donoghue's in there. Stalemate in there. Anto Hegarty in there. Mark Keller. Mark Keller coming away, but cleared away. Brian Hayes out there. Charlie White puts the ball in the stick and moves up the side of the field. Well blocked down there though by James Bugler, and Condon gets a great puck. Dropping wide though, but what a ball from Condon. Condon dominating midfield exchanges here. Being marked there by Anto Hegarty and Mark Kelleher and Charlie White. Seamus Hurley kept very busy as the ball comes out there this side of the field. Condon is up there again, but out comes number 12 there for Courcey Rovers. That's Seamus Hayes to get it away. Out to his other wingman on the other side, Jamie Hayes. Jamie's puck is blocked down, and it's stalemate out there in the middle of the field. Bodies being thrown around the place and the ball moving very little. But Liam Callan moves it on there, and attack broken up by Dennis Hurley. Ball going towards the line. Courcey Rovers coming in on the attack. Seamus Hayes going across, flicks it in front. Fergie Twig in there with him. Fergie Twig in there and flicks the ball, but over the line on the far side of the field. Valley Rovers got into a 2-point lead. Metres out from the goal. It's a great cut from Jamie Hayes, striking up there in front of the goal. But it's James Bugler. Condon though. Condon to get it away. Down the middle there, Brian Downing, Courcey captain, going down it and gets his puck in. Niall O'Donoghue on the ball. Condon comes in to challenge, but Niall gets his puck in. John Murphy out for the ball though, but Valley Rovers hunting in packs. Donald Bugler out there, well blocked down though by Seamus Hayes. And it's Connie Regan to get the ball in across the goal, going towards the line and gone wide. Connie tried to get that ball across the goal, but went wide on his own side as John O'Donovan happy with the position of Valley Rovers, 4 points to 2 in the lead. Another laugh by John. Up goes Brian Downing, but Brian Downing's Hurley was played there by Liam Callan, and it's a free out for Courcey Rovers and their captain Brian Downing. Courcey Rovers half-back line there under great pressure from the puck outs. Dennis Hurley on the right, Brian Downing in the middle, and Niall O'Donoghue. But Brian Downing gets under this one and drops in there in front of the goal. Up they go for it. Fergie Twig though backs it out. Anto Hegarty, David Callan comes out, but it's Jamie Hayes right in front of the goal. Dangerous one there, but Valley Rovers in command. Or are they? Seamus Hayes is on this one. He flicks it outside him to Brian. Brian laughs it across the goal and over the bar. Great combination there from Brian, from Seamus to get it, and out to Brian and over the bar. Narrowing the gap to 1 point. Seamus Hayes with his second point for Courcey Rovers. Moved out again towards the middle of the field. Moved on towards Seamus. Seamus Hayes has it again. Playing a great game for Courcey Rovers. Hand passes a little too far ahead there though, Brian. But it's gone over the line, and it's a sideline cut for Courcey Rovers. Sideline man there, Pat O'Neill. gives the cut to Seamus Hayes and Courcey Rovers. Seamus thought about taking a fast one, but now places the ball. Brian Hayes again has a puck and high and over the bar, much to the delight of the Courcey fans on the far side. Brian Hayes is his third point of the game. 4 points each. Puck out down there, Condon beats Brian Downing. Austin Newman gets his puck. Alan Quirk goes up, flicks it, runs onto it again. Into the corner and sends a good ball right across the goal there. Great block down there. In there, everyone tries to get it in. Courcey's wanted out, and yes, they're going to get it out because it's a free. Gary Maloney there. Good puck out the far side. John McCarthy, good low ball in front of Alan Quirk. Alan Quirk being crowded out as Brian Downing gets that ball and strikes it out there. Seamus Hayes being marked now by number 2, Joe LeBlanc. In there to the full forward, Fergie Tuig is out in front of Connie Regan, and Fergie Tuig making his way out. Ball going out there, the far side of the field, exchanges fairly tough as Courcey goes into the attack, but broken up there. Anto Hegarty right in there in front of the goal. And dropped in there to John O'Donovan from the stick there of number 13, John Murphy. And John O'Donovan, a long ball out there in the middle. Brian Downing gets his hand up and has it. Some hard pulling there, but fair, and a high ball coming in there, but going to the left. Will Connie Regan keep it in play? Yes, he does, and sends it in low, but left and wide. Well taken there by Connie Regan, but his puck sent to the left and wide. There's a sub there, number 17 for Valley Rovers, Philip Murphy. But Charlie White, good ball up the far side though, but John McCarthy is there. John's puck is blocked down. John comes on again though, challenged strongly there. And now it's a free out for John McCarthy. And Philip Murphy now into the game. It's a free to Valley Rovers, their own half of the field, and right in the middle of the field. John Hurley with their free taker. Wind assisted. He gets it high. It's going a little to the left, and it's gone wide. Teams are level at 4 points each.
Substitution on the Valley Rovers team. Number 17, Philip Murphy, replaces number 13, John Burke.
Out in the middle of the field, Condon again, dominating there in the middle of the field. Cleared away by Donald Bugler, Niall O'Donovan and John Hurley. John Hurley gets it in there past Brendy Sullivan. Out comes Alan Quirk once more, Gary Maloney policing him there, Alan Quirk getting inside him. But a foul there on Alan Quirk, and it will be 21 metre free. to the right of the goal. John Hurley to take it. Can he put Valley Rovers in the lead? Just coming up to the break. John Hurley strikes this one. Makes no mistake, straight over the bar. Seamus Hurley looking for the ball, he won't mind that delay. Seamus Hurley. Minor medal already with Courcey Rovers. Drops it out there, Barcanner goes up, but referee says there's no more time, it's half time here in Ballinhassig, and Valley Rovers go in at half time in the lead by 5 points to 4.
Just one change. Number 16, Pascal Hennessy, replaces number 11, Liam Cannon. Pascal Hennessy for Liam Cannon from Mianmar.
Clear there by Donald Bugler. Of course, he's got it on. Down to Seamus Toomey trying to get this one up, moves it on ahead of Hurley, flies in front of him. Seamus is still going there. In there to Seamus Hayes. Seamus Hayes gets down it. Onto his left, and Zoot strike. Right there in front of the goal. Taken up though by Valley Rovers. And it's James Bugler trying to come out. A referee gives him a free. Valley Rovers in the lead, but facing this very stiff breeze in the second half. Breeze freshening up as John O'Donovan pucks this one. John has a great puck, but this is dropped there to Seamus Hayes. Seamus Hayes gets it down, runs onto it, tries to get it up again. But Condon moves it on. Coming out there and struck high from Anto Haggerty straight over the bar. A great point for Courcey Rovers to put them back on level terms at the start of the second half. John O'Donovan drives it up, but it drops down. Seamus Hayes tries to get onto it again. Seamus there, Donald Bugler in there. Condon is in there. Gets his puck away. Pascal Hennessy. Ball out there in the middle of the field. And cleared up there. Only as far as Jamie Hayes moves it into the Seamus Hayes. It's Charlie White this time, gets it onto his stick and dances with joy as he gets this one over the bar.
Sorry to interrupt you, but the owner of car registration number 88C
John O'Donovan.
136.
Courcey's going to the lead, 6 points to 5.
As people from Limerick want to get away. 88C 10136.
Moved on there by Charlie White into the corner there. Joe LeBlanc and John Murphy right across the goal. Seamus Hayes comes in there on a good old-fashioned shoulder, and the ball is picked off the ground though. Referee Ken Healy judges the ball has been picked off the ground. It's a 21-metre free just to the left of the goal there for Courcey Rovers, and their free taker is usually the accurate Brian Hayes. Brian Hayes, 3 points on the board already. Can he make it number 4 for himself? And number 7 for Courcey Rovers. Yes, high and over the bar. It's number 7 for Courcey Rovers. They lead now by 7 points to 5. A whirlwind start to this game in the second half. But there's still only 2 points in it, as we've got 3 minutes of play in the second half. Good ball from John. Up puts Mark Keller's hand. Mark hand passes it. Moved on by Austin Newman. Coming out there, Brendy Sullivan. And a great clearance out there to Seamus Hayes. Seamus Hayes books it on. Seamus Toomey gets it further. But it runs away from him this time. Probably used to playing against that strong wind. He overshot the runway this time and the ball goes wide. If Seamus Hurley was busy in the first half, John O'Donovan is ultra busy at the start of the second half. In goal there for Valley Rovers. And there's a break in play now because there's an injury out there in the middle of the field to one of the Valley Rovers players. It was David Callan out there needing slight attention. David is okay, he resumes his place, and John steps back to take the puck out. Mark Keller is now making way. Mark Keller going off the Valley Rovers team. We'll follow the play and tell you about this change in a minute. As the ball comes out from Jonathan out the far side, Condon underneath it. Condon has it in his hand. Goes back to make room for himself, doesn't get his puck in. But Seamus Hayes moves it into the corner. Into Brian Hayes. Brian Hayes doesn't get this one. Brian is still battling for it, but Donald Bugler goes back. Donald Bugler gets it out towards the far side. Ball still up there. Donald Bugler goes in and Liam. David Callan gets his puck in. A great ball up there the far side, putting the Rovers into attack. But bit of stalemate in there. Philip Murphy in there. Sub on there for Valley Rovers. And it's a free in. It's Noel McCarthy who's come into the play. Noel McCarthy who has come into the play for Valley Rovers, and Noel was a foul there, and it's a free there. As a name goes into the book there. Free in the 21-metre line. A lot of movement there up front. Austin Newman moving around. John Hurley lifts and strikes high. And John Feely reaches for the flag and over the bar. Another point there for John Hurley, narrowing the gap down to 1 point. After 7 minutes of play in the second half. Seamus Hurley wind assisted. How far will he get this one? Dropping down their own centre forward position. Up they go for it. Batted out there by Condon once more. Noel McCarthy in there, is it for Valley Rovers? Condon coming for it. And Condon moves it on there despite the best attention of Dennis Hurley. Moves on there by Austin Newman right into the middle. John Hurley gets a good high ball. Brendy Sullivan is up for it. Gary Maloney with him. Ball moving out the far side there. Alan Quirk out and gets it on his Hurley. Pretends to go right and goes left and strikes it off his left across the goal. Still in play. Philip Murphy sends it back. Picked up there by Valley Rovers. Haskell Hennessy sends it high and it's over the bar, the equaliser. Haskell Hennessy making an impact after being brought into the sub in this game. And after 9 minutes of play,
the Valley Rovers team, number 20, Noel McCarthy, replaces
ball
number 9,
drops
Mark
out there.
Noel McCarthy for Mark Kelleher.
Number 12 there for Valley Rovers, that's Austin Newman with the ball. Austin gets his kick in this time. Almost a header coming in there. And Courcey Rovers into the attack with Jamie Hayes. Great ball in there. Oh, Connie Regan won a great ball, but just a puck to the right and wide. Off his left to the right and wide. From Connie Regan. 7 points apiece, all to play for. A great start to the second half by Courcey Rovers, but Valley Rovers coming back with 2 great points to equalise. Out it comes in the middle of the field, and a great ball won there by Charlie White. Charlie White gives it on there to Seamus Toomey. Seamus Toomey puts it on his left and strikes it. This ball will drop in the square. Connie Regan pulls. John Donovan is in there, and a great save by John Donovan. Ball still coming in. But Fergie Twig with this ball now. Fergie gets a great clearance out the far side. Condon moving out there for it. Condon will get there first, gets down over it. Doesn't get it up the first time, not the second time, but he has it now. Puts it on his left and strikes it out the same side of the field. Added to there a little. Niall O'Donoghue's puck blocked down and moved on up the far side there. Out comes Philip Murphy. And Noel McCarthy into the game, on to Philip Murphy. Philip Murphy goes down on this one, gets his kick in there to Noel McCarthy, who's come into the game. Brindy Sullivan. Brindy Sullivan, ball in around there. Philip Murphy has it. Has a look at the post and strikes it high but wide on the right. About 10 minutes of play gone as Seamus Hurley gets this one. Seamus Hurley to strike it. Dropping there in the half-hour line, up they go for it. Ball moves on and sent on in there by Jamie Hayes in towards John Murphy. Play this year with the Cottage. John gets a great ball across and wide this time there. He was very much inside in the corner, John Murphy, that time, but he got his puck in. This game finally balanced as John O'Donovan collects the ball there. Out the far side of the field, up they go for it. Stalemate out there again, some hard pulling out there on the far side. But collected over there by David Calden. David with the right helmet. David gets it on a little bit, going over the line though. Philip Murphy couldn't get to that one, and it's a line ball on their own 65 to Courcey Rovers and Niall O'Donoghue. Niall O'Donoghue off his left, gets his cut there, and a great one by Seamus Hayes right in front of the goal. Up they go for it. Connie Regan and Fergie Twig. Ball cleared out the far side. Seamus Hayes gets it in there to the corner to Brian Hayes. Wide this time. John Murphy over on the far side of over in the far corner as he switched over there. No, just over there to get that ball, but he had a great strike again from that side of the field and wide on the right. Ball drops down there and batted on there by Charlie White. Noel McCarthy drives it on. Philip Perkins out. Gives it in there to Austin Newman, right in front of the goal. Brindy Sullivan has it. Seamus Hurley is there, and Seamus gets this one. A great save by Seamus Hayes. Up they go, great climb up there, but it's only as far as Noel McCarthy. Condon gets it. Condon tries to hand pass it across. And a great clearance by Brian Downing, but collected there by Dale Donald Bugler and Anthony Toomey. But across comes Jamie Hayes. Jamie Hayes gets his puck into the corner. Fergie to Regan and Connie Regan come out there. Connie Regan gets it around and Connie gets it up. He can't get it. Connie has a look at the post and strikes it high. High and over the bar. A great score there for Courcey Rovers from the stick of Connie Regan. Courcey Rovers in the lead by 1 point, and a great score there from Connie Regan. John O'Donovan out there, well batted down by Seamus Toomey. On goes Seamus and Donald Bugler, but getting in each other's way there. As back goes number 12 Austin Newman and gets his puck across towards Condon. Escapes Condon and Noel McCarthy there. Seamus Hayes coming out with David Callan in there. There's a free out for Valley Rovers and Condon. And what a game he's having here in the middle of the field for Valley Rovers. A great strike against the wind. Ball going back inside there. The half challenge comes in, it's a great clearance. Ball out there in the middle of the field, puck blocked down. And a free ball there as Brian Downing came out to collect. He was fouled and limping a little after that challenge. But halfway through the second half as Brian Downing is very high. Is it straight? It's very straight, and it's straight over the bar from Brian Downing. What a great point for Courcey Rovers and Brian Downing. Putting them 2 points in the lead, 9 points to 7. John O'Donovan out the far side. Condon once again. Pascal Hennessy, foul surely, yes. John Hurley to take this one for Valley Rovers. Into the strong wind. That's a great ball. Has it the legs? It has the legs, but it's going to the left. Alan Quirk in there. Cleared the winner towards the line. Kept in play by Courcey Rovers. And Dennis Hurley with a great ball down. Connie Regan and Fergie Tuig. But John Murphy has a look at the post and strikes it high. And over the sticks. A great point there from John Murphy playing corner forward for Courcey Rovers. Three points now ahead are Courcey Rovers. The wind rising up. Seamus Toomey gets it into the corner there. Brian Hayes. Brian Hayes gets it up. Gets inside his man. Has a look at the post and strikes a lovely strike, but this time it's to the right and wide. Kevin Kiley and the Courcey Rover selectors in conclave down here alongside us. But they must be a little happy that they're 3 points, gone 3 points in the lead as John O'Donovan gets this one, a good one down there. And well batted down there by Dennis Hurley. Comes back again though to Pascal Hennessy. Brenty Sullivan moves it on, but Brenty hasn't the legs to go out for it. And Dennis Hurley has it again. Right down the centre there, collected by Seamus Toomey. But it's gone wide this time. Just the 3 points in it. 18 minutes of play gone. Johnson's at low this time out the far side. Seamus Hayes collects the ball and a tackle at the same time. And Seamus gets that one in the back and he's down and needs attention there on the far side. Donald Bugler has the ball, but Seamus Hayes needs his attention there after winning a great ball from the puck out by John O'Donovan. 3 points between the sides. Good open hurling in the second half. Good scores coming in from each side. Just 3 points between them. I'm sure Courceys would like to get this one over the bar to give them a little cushion, but with the spirit and the determination of these Valley Rovers, you couldn't count them out yet. The battle goes round there, a swig for Condon, a swig there for David Callan. Seamus Hayes back on his feet and will resume his place again. Jamie Hayes strikes it high but wide on the left. Still the 3 points between the teams. Everything to play for here in the last 10 minutes. Ball moving not so very far there. Pascal Hennessy out there for it, of course, but moved on there by Charlie White. Connie Regan coming out for this one. Connie takes a hefty challenge there from Pascal Hennessy and goes to the ground. Out comes Brian Downing. Brian Downing is foul there. On their free taker, John Hurley. A little chop down on John Hurley, and John Hurley will take this one. 65 metres out outside the 65, dead right in the middle of the field. Dropping into the square. Stalemate in there around the goal. Austin Newman gets the puck across the goal. Brian Hayes though gets his clearance, and a great clearance, a relieving clearance. Donald Bugler on this one, and Fergie Tuig has it. And Fergie gets his clearance. Up there to Alan Quirk. Alan has a look at the post and strikes it high. Dropping in the goal, Seamus Hurley comes out and collects it. A great catch there from Seamus Hurley under pressure from Valley Rovers. And a clearance out the far side of the field. David Callan over there. David flicks it on. Hard tussling there, and Pascal Hennessy. Niall O'Donoghue in there. Niall O'Donoghue puts it on a stick, and another relieving clearance from Niall O'Donoghue down the far side. Connie Regan gets this one on a stick and strikes it left-handed right in front of the goal. John Murphy has this one and strikes it high, but the wind takes it right and wide. Still the 3 points in it as John O'Donovan pucks out the far side again. Up goes Condon. Con doesn't win whistle. Pascal Hennessy making a great difference to Valley Rovers as he came in. Seamus Toomey. Seamus doesn't get this one. It's the wing back there, John McCarthy, who clears slightly. But Jamie Hayes, a high ball this time and straight over the bar. A great score there from Jamie Hayes out on the far side. Putting 4 points between the teams. John O'Donovan out high and out this side. Up goes Alan Quirk, and what a catch. Loses his Hurley's shoulder in there. Donald Bugler, Donald doesn't get it. Seamus Toomey pushed to the ground, and it's another free for Courcey Rovers. And Anto Hegarty over this one. Will Anto take it? Anto moves away. And Brian Hayes comes out to take this one. Brian Hayes strikes it a high and makes no mistake. It's a great score for Courcey Rovers. Seven points for Valley Rovers, 12 points to Courcey Rovers, 5 points in the lead. After a great strike there from Brian Hayes, Pascal Hennessy there, and Austin Newman battling for it. And then Quirk out to Condan. Condan strikes it, going to the right. Brindy Sullivan in there, but can't keep it in play. It's gone to the right and gone wide. Five points between the teams with 7 minutes remaining. As Seamus Hurley with a great puck out. And David Callan under it. David doesn't get it. Seamus Hayes is in there. Connie Regan gets it. Second attempt. Connie is pushed to the ground and it's another free. Connie pushed to the ground there in the free and 30 metres out from the goal. And Brian Hayes, I'm sure, up and over the bar again. Brian Hayes standing over this one. Over the bar, no mistake. 13 points to 7. 2 goals in the lead, a nice little cushion now for Courcey Rovers as John O'Donovan prepares to take the puck out. A man who's given great service to Valley Rovers down the years. Philip Murphy out there doesn't get it. It's Brian Downing with a great ball dropping in there in front. John Murphy's there with it, but it's Joe LeBlanc and the ball in front of the goal. John Murphy has it. Fergie too, he goes out with it though, and Fergie gets a push on the back and it's a free out. John O'Donovan to strike this. John strikes it down this side of the field here. Up they go for it there, and it's great tuck on there by Austin Newman. Jamie Hayes with a good ball in there. John Murphy collects it, gets inside his man, puts it on a stick, goes towards goal and strikes it low and just gone wide. John was trying to strike that one easy and keep it low, but went to the right and wide. Niall O'Donoghue gets a great ball into the corner. Brian Hayes in there with Joe LeBlanc. Ball has gone out there for the 65. Right out there towards the end line. Brian Hayes sends it out. Pat O'Neill will place this ball for the 65. Attention needed there by Niall O'Donoghue. The 65 now, wind assisted. Makes no mistake there, Jamie Hayes, no mistake. Straight over the bar. Great puck out from John O'Donovan against that breeze. Ball drops down there again. Austin Newman in there for it. Condan in there for it. Condan still battling in there for it. With John McCarthy. John McCarthy in there to Brindy Sullivan. Brindy Sullivan gets it high. Noel McCarthy doesn't get this one. The ball is cleared away there by Brian Hayes and added to Brian Downing. Connie Regan leaves it go. But Fergie too, he gets a clearance down the far side, going towards the line, the far side. Seamus Hayes is out there though. Seamus Hayes gets it inside to Connie Regan. Connie Regan puts it in his left and strikes it high. This one will drop shot. Put in to James Bugler. James, yes. Joe LeBlanc gets this one. Joe gets this one out. Seamus Hayes doesn't get this one. Condon in there, Dull Bugler in there. But dropped in there to John O'Donovan, the safe hands of John and Johnson's at low out the side of the field. Ball will stay in play. First to the ball there was Alan Quirk. Alan Quirk beats Dennis Hurley out and gets the free. John McCarthy lining up to take this one for Valley Rovers. And strikes it high. Batted out there, but only as far as Brindy Sullivan. Philip Murphy in there, coming out there the far side to Pascal Hennessy. And it's a free. Seven points in it. Valley Rovers will surely go for the goal here. Who's going to strike it? Brindy Sullivan standing over it. Will Brindy strike it? We're waiting now for the referee's whistle, sending them all outside the 21. And Brindy Sullivan will strike this one. Gets it up for good. And it's in the back of the net from Brindy Sullivan. It's in the net. Low and hard to a forest of Hurleys into the back of the net. 1-7 out of 14 points. 4 points in this game. Referee asking Seamus Hurley to take the puck out, and Seamus does oblige with a great puck out. Fergie Tui goes over it, and Brian Hayes is in there. Donald Bugler in there. Send out the side by Anto Hegarty into John Murphy from Charlie White. John Murphy has it in the stick, trying to make an angle for himself, gets it across the goal. This one is going to the left and gone wide. But the game is nearly all over with the referee looking at his watch. Will we have a little more than this puck out? Courcey Rovers 4 points in the lead as the puck out lands there by the referee, and Pascal Hennessy, and a great pull by Pascal Hennessy to another sub, Noel McCarthy, who's come in there to the game for Valley Rovers. Noel trying to get it through, but no. John Hurley gets it though, right in there in front of the goal. It's off the post and out there to Brian Hayes. Brian Hayes kicks it away, comes after it. But referee is blown there for the foul, and Brian Hayes and Philip Murphy goes in, and we're in time added on for injury with Courcey Rovers 4 points in the lead, 1-7 for Valley Rovers and 14 points for Courcey Rovers. The referee just taking a name there now, and he is sending him off. We are in injury time, 2 minutes into injury time. As Brian Hayes gets to his feet, gets the magic bottle, and will he leave this to Dennis Hurley? Dennis Hurley goes back to take this one. Dennis Hurley gets it short. Aston Newman going on to it there with Charlie White. Alan Quirk going in there. But a little overstepping there. Dennis Hurley ran a little too far. And John Hurley is going to take this one. John Hurley strikes a great ball, dropping in there around the house, as they say, and it's right there in front of the goal. Ball down there, stalemate there once more, and the referee will have to throw in this ball. Excitement here in injury time as Courcey Rovers hang on to their 4 point lead. Their supporters getting ready to come in and congratulate their heroes. Ball thrown in there in the 21, cleared out, and there is no more time. This game is over, and with a big cheer from Courcey Rovers followers and their players jump with delight. Courcey Rovers are champions of the South East for 1997.
If we could have your attention for a few moments, we've got a very important function to carry out here. Ardouche, I want to congratulate the new champions of South East Cork. The South East Trophy will go back to Ballinasmittle and Ballinadee tonight, and I think deservedly so, because this afternoon, after a very tough and demanding competition between two neighbouring parishes, at the end, I think the men from Courceys deserved to come in here to the winners' arena, and I heartily congratulate them. But in offering congratulations, I will not forget Valley Rovers. Full marks to them for putting in a huge effort. It was their second team, but I think they wore their jerseys with pride and commitment today. They were a credit to their parish and to their club, and I heartily congratulate them. Courcey Rovers have come here with a very young side. I think a side with a great future. And in dethroning the champions Ballinhassig in the semi-final, I think they came in here as favourites. Now, that wasn't a very easy thing to handle, but I think they did very well on the day, and now they will go forward representing their club and South East Cork in the county championship. So we wish them well, and I want to assure them that everybody here in this division interested in hurling will be behind them when they take on the winners of Avondhu. I would also like to sincerely thank the mentors of both clubs. It's easy to talk on situations like this, but when teams come this far, a lot of work, unselfish work, has been done by mentors and team trainers and coaches. And I want to thank them sincerely for their efforts in bringing those two teams to our final here this afternoon in Ballinhassig. And on mentioning Ballinhassig, I want to sincerely thank the club for making their facilities available to us. Everything was in tip-top form, and indeed many of us were very worried last night and this morning, wondering would the game be played. But I think all of us who are here on this magnificent pitch can see the game was played because of the condition of the pitch and how well the field has been maintained. I want to thank them sincerely. I want to thank their stewards and everybody who helped to make this final possible. Sincere thanks to everybody in Ballinhassig. Again, it is right and appropriate that we thank our referee Ken Healy and his officials who officiated today. Without these people, situations like this would not be possible. Again, I want to thank them for their dedication and for their contribution to this final. Sincere thanks. Standing alongside me is a good friend of Carrickdown and a good friend of Gaelic games in this division, Mr. Barry Collins of Carrigaline and Super Value, who have been sponsoring this competition for quite a number of years. We are very grateful to you, Barry, and to your company for your continued goodwill and for the support you're giving us. And we are delighted to have you here again to witness another South East final. Many, many thanks indeed. Please show your appreciation for his continued support and goodwill. I also want to thank Carrigaline Pipe Band. They're a band who've been with us for many years. This year is a special year for them because they've won many honours in international competition, and I want to congratulate them and wish them well in the future. It now gives me great pleasure to call forward a very worthy captain from the Courceys, Brian Downing. It now gives me great pleasure to present this magnificent silver trophy, the symbol of supremacy in Southeast hurling. Okay, Brian.
There's a lot of people I think we have to thank. Murray Scanlon asked me the other day on the radio, had your speech made out, and I said no, I hadn't, and to be quite honest I didn't. I'll start off by thanking Ballinhassig Club for a mighty pitch here. We had a lot of rain the last few days, and thanks be to God the match was played. I'd like to thank the referee and his linesmen. I'll thank all our players. We started early this year with a very young panel. We have a few fellas hanging around with a few years and they're all welcome on the panel. I'd like to thank our selectors, Pete Donovan, Donald Quinn, John O'Brien, and the man we brought in this year who put us through a lot of painful nights down the pitch is Kevin Kiley. I'd like to give him a big round of applause. I'd like to thank our sponsor, Fleur Griffin, who has supported us down the years. This is our first year now since 1983 with a bit of success. I'd like to thank him very much. A round of applause for Fleur Griffin, please. I'm probably forgetting other people. I'll finish up by thanking Valley Rovers, who gave us a mighty hard game here today. They really left us know that we were in a match. I'd like to give them 3 cheers. Hip hip! Hip hip! Hip hip!
Article of the board, and I'm delighted to be able to tell you that Donald Coleman and the Coleman family of Ballinhassig are again involved this year since its very inception. It now gives me great pleasure to hand you over to Mr. Donald Coleman to formally announce the Man of the Match award. I would point out that the award will not be made this afternoon. It will be made tomorrow after a celebratory lunch at Mr. Dennis Quinn's restaurant at Roberts Cove. Again, I would like to thank Dennis for inviting the winners to his restaurant this year. Again, it's an indication of the tremendous goodwill towards the division and towards our hurlers. So tomorrow the winner will receive his reward sometime after lunch when everybody is happy and in good form. I now hand you over to Donald Coleman.
I want to first of all congratulate Courceys Rovers on that great win here today, and to say that I would like, on behalf of everyone in Ballinhassig and the South East, to wish you every success in the county. I feel myself you're good enough to win it, but there's only one way you'll win it, and that is hard work. And I have no doubt that Kevin Kiley and all those involved with you will ensure that you'll be tip-top form for the county championship. Now, as the chairman has said, I have been honoured and privileged to be associated with the Man of the Match actually with the last, this is my 21st year. It makes me feel old in one sense that it started here in 1977 and here we are in 1977. Did I make a mistake there? I think I did. But anyway, you Courceys Rovers people won't take any notice of that. And the judges today, actually, I was very privileged to have the chairman of the county board, Brian Ballard, the chairman of the East Cork Division, Joey Sullivan, and our own chairman here, Sean O'Toole. They were the 3 judges, and they came up with the one and only Seamus Hayes. So, as the chairman has said, the presentation won't take place today, it will take place tomorrow down in the Roberts Hall. I think it's great well to see a young lad like Seamus performing here today in his first Southeast Junior A final. I hope it will be the first of many. Again, happy congratulations to Courceys and in particular to Seamus Hayes, man of the match 1997.
That brings the presentation to conclusion. Again, my final word is thank to everybody and thanks to all the wonderful supporters who have come along here this afternoon. Again, congratulations to the new champions, Courcey Rovers.
Man of the match in the Southeast final with the greatest player, Seamus. How did it go for you?
Yeah, it was a hard, tough game. You know, there was plenty knocks given and taken. You know, but we went out there and we did the business. We knew that Valleys would come at us the whole time, and that's what they did in the first half. You know, but we showed great character to come through, and thankfully we did.
Yeah. At half time, you were a point down, but you had the benefit of the wind in the second half. Were you fairly confident at half time?
Well, we knew that we were going to be up against it the whole time. We were conscious of the wind, and that we weren't to hit too many wides. I don't think we hit too many stupid balls wide, and that counted in the end. We played very sensibly in the second half and did the business.
You had a great start to the second half, but Valley Rovers came back. How did you feel then?
Yeah, I was worrying alright, you know, because usually we tend to pull away, but Valleys, they showed a bit of character themselves and coming back, you know, and that's good, you know, but we won it in the end, and
right. A great win. You're in the county rounds now and facing the winners in North Cork. Have your thoughts turned to the county at Seamus?
Well, we were totally concentrated on Valleys before the match, you know. We knew that they would come all guns blazing, and that's exactly what they did, you know. But you know, going on to the county, like, you know, I think it's Shanballymore or Kilworth, you know, but we don't know that much about them. But hopefully we'll be able to take them to on the day, you know. That's what it's all about.
Well done, Seamus, and well played today, and hopefully the county cup will be resting in Ballinspittle before the end of the year. Thanks, Seamus. Brian Downing, proud captain of Valley Rovers, Courcey Rovers, sorry. That was a slip up. You had a great game, Brian.
I think we started off, we didn't start as well as when we started against Ballinhassig, definitely not. We knew we were in a game from the first minute. It was a tough, hard game. It always was going to be. We knew Valleys had a mixture of experience and youth, and they certainly let us know we were in the game today. It was one hell of a tough, hard game. I think we settled maybe a bit better in the second half and we had the wind store back. We started off in the first half with a strong wind against us. We were a point down at half time, and I think we improved maybe in the second half with the wind store back. We got a couple of good points early in the second half and to settle this mob, but Valleys came back and hit us with a goal. It had us a little bit worried, but we held our heads, and I think the young players stood up to it very well today.
They did, yeah. As I said, we had a very young team going into it, but they stood up to it very well. I suppose it must have been worrying after you came back in the second half, and of course the Valleys came back at you again to draw the game. You know, about 10 minutes into the second half. It was a little worrying at that stage, was it?
It was very worrying, actually, because they came back and the wind, I think, maybe had died as well, maybe right in the second half. It died as marble in comparison to it was in the first half. Valleys came back with intensity and they came out in the second half.
Yes.
Just as hard and just as fast as they were in the first half. A lot of people expected Valleys to be in well for the first quarter or 20 minutes of the first half and die out of it slowly. Yes. But no, Valleys kept us in the match the whole way through. For the 60 minutes they did it, we knew we were in a hard game.
There were some great performances from everybody on the field. I suppose it's difficult to single out anyone, but who would you...
It's difficult to single out anyone. When you're playing, you don't take any notice. You just keep urging on, fellas learn next year and heading and behind you. You just keep, it's a team performance. I think it's a team effort. Everyone has to do their bit. Everyone tries to try just as hard as everyone else. To be honest with you, I couldn't name any fella who was better than the next. It was just a great team performance all around again.
That's right, yeah. So you have a break now for the celebrations tonight, I suppose, and back down to training next week?
Well, we'll have a break now for a while, right? I'm sure Kevin Curry will have us down the field again Tuesday or Wednesday night.
Absolutely.
We're still stuck in a football championship and we're going to give that a good hard go as well.
Right. That's great.
But I'd say we'll probably be back training again this week, and we're looking forward to our first round of a county.
Very good. So a great performance from Brian Downing at centre back, a great performance from the Courcey team in general, and they are champions of 1997, and the cup is going back to Ballinspittle tonight. Thanks, Brian.
Thanks very much.
Right, with me, two selectors from Courcey Rovers, Donald and John. As the chairman of the Saudi Sports said to me after the game, a hard, tough, uncompromising game, John.
Oh yes, and we expected every bit of it before we ever came down here today. We knew all the week, we spoke to our players on different nights, and this was the type of game we were expecting, and it did come off on the day. There were new values. That's the only way values would beat us, or try and beat us. And they played hard, and fair dues to them. I admire them for doing it, like, because, I mean, they were out to win as well as we were.
Absolutely.
So, you know, no
as hard as they played, you stood up to them. Must be proud of your young players.
Yeah, very proud of the young players, indeed, very proud of you, because like I thought they might get a bit intimidated, all right, like, because they're young zone, like, but no, that did not happen to them. They stood in there and held their ground, like, and I will one more them for that, and I think today's game will stand to them immensely in the future, years ahead for them.
Yes. Donald, I suppose it's a great team performance overall, but would you I suppose it's difficult to single out anybody, but who do you think had great performances for you today? At the backs, you know, who was very good there?
Well, you know, as you said, it was a team performance. It is hard enough to single out people, but I mean, Brian Hayes in the corner played quite a good game. You know, I don't like really singling because overall they played very well. Seamus Hayes, of course, really took the game to them in the forward line, but I mean, you know, overall they all put in a very hard work rate, and that's what we wanted, and that's what they gave us, and we're very pleased with that.
Right, very good. Right. The start of the game, the Rovers went off to a good start. They got the first score, I think. After that, she settled down a bit, but the Rovers went into, I think it was a 3 or 4 point lead. Were you a little worried at that stage?
We were indeed, yeah. There was about a 10-minute spell there, like, and we weren't really hurling at that stage, and Rovers were, like, they probably, if they had got more scores at the time, Rovers, like, they missed a couple, I think. Right. They would have put us under more pressure, but they weren't scoring such, like, but we were gone out of the game ourselves for that 10-minute period, and we were quite worried in the sideline at that stage, like, but, right. You know, we came back into it again after that, like, and we were quite happy at half-time going with on a point down, like, at half-time.
A whirlwind start to the second half. You needed about 3 or 4 points to you, though. But
yes, yes, I think we went into a 3-point lead, and you know, we were looking for that bit of breathing space all the way through. But you know, as we had expected, Valleys they just weren't going to give in, and before long they were back level again, and you know, we had to do it all over again. But you know, luckily our fellas they dug deep, and they weren't going to give it away, and you know, they pulled out a good lead in the end, and we were able to survive the late rally.
Absolutely. We're coasting, I suppose, with 7 points up until that goal came in the end. I suppose it was an injury time. And
well, yeah, and my watch was practically around 2 minutes to go, like, yeah, but I mean, he was probably going to play this 2 or 3 minutes anyway, so you're talking with a basics of 5, like, so in hurling, like, anything can happen in 5 minutes. I mean, Brindy got another very late ball there, and if he goaled, like, there was a pointer in, so I mean, you're probably setting your laurels when you can get 7 points up, like, but I mean, it's very dangerous all the time, like, you can't ever go, especially the way Valleys were playing, because they were digging their heels in, like, simple as that.
Thrown into the county now, Donald, you're making the winners of Avondhu. Are you looking forward to the county rounds?
Yes, I mean, well, up to now we were focusing entirely on getting out of the southeast and winning this match today. And I mean, a lot of people were telling us, "Oh, we were favourites." Well, we know, yes, we were favourites, but you'll never have it won until you have it won. And to be honest, we haven't given very much thought. Certainly now that we are there, we are looking forward to it, and we will take it very seriously and hoping to do very well. You know, we're not going to be. It's not going to be taken lightly at all, as if that this is the big job. We have a job done, but we have a lot more to do this year, and we are looking forward to doing a lot more.
Your last run in the county was 93. Was it Blarney?
Yeah, Blarney beat us in the county semi-final in Park Ring. Beat us narrowly, I think, by 2 points in the end, like. But I think that we still have a hard core of that team on all the time, and that campaign of 4 years ago will stand to the boys, I'd say, like, you know, especially playing the bigger pitches in Cork or whatever. And you know, younger lads, hopefully this weather improve, you'll have drier ground, and the big pitches of Cork or something like that will stand to them a lot, you know.
Right. Thanks very much, Donald and John. As we said before, Courceys are champions, and they're looking forward to the county, eagerly looking forward to the county, and hopefully that they will do, and that they will be county champions in I suppose, 6 weeks or 2 months' time. Thanks very much, lads.
Thank you.
Pete, you must be very proud this evening. You've seen Courceys now down through the years. I suppose this ranks as a great win, does it?
Oh, certainly. I'm really proud of the lads tonight, because such a young team that put up with such a tough game. There's no doubt about it. Kevin Crowley had him prepared for this, all right, you know. Exactly. We were half expecting it to be very, very hard. Yeah. And I'd say only for the preparation they got, they wouldn't have stood up to it really. You know, they could have been cut very easily.
Yeah, very always a very tough and uncompromising right around the field. But your fellas got out on top. Fitness or preparation?
They're harassing them, and you know, then give fellas little room. You know, we have some great players for blocking down, and and tackling fellas, you know, hooking fellas from behind, you know. And a lot of that have come actually up from Shani Reardon, of what I learned from Shani Reardon.
Right.
The groundwork was done with Shani, when all the fellas now, they started in, the oldest fella in the field now started in 1990. We won the minor B in 1990, until the first year Shani Reardon was with us.
Right.
And so you know, it's come up from there really.
Right. So Shawnee's preparation, Shawnee's work, you think is paying off now?
It is paying off now, yes, and Kevin is putting the steel into them now, but maybe they hadn't before, you know.
Yes, right. Looking forward to the county now, how, do you see them, obviously you see them going to do well in the county?
I would think they would, yes, I would think so, yes.
Ground conditions now, of course, will be getting a little damper, and I suppose your team are rather young, but they've had experience of being in the county a few years ago.
Well, they have, yes, they have, and we have fellas independent, you know, if the ground conditions get a bit harder, you know, a bit wetter, you know, that they probably will come into it, and maybe the young fellas might be in there with it.
That's right, yeah. So, as Pete says, it could be horses for Courceys, and hopefully Courceys will go on and do very well in the county. Thanks, Pete, and congratulations.
Thank you very much.